Hello to all and welcome again to Bluebeam Estimating for Structural Steel with John Porter at JPC. Today we're going to be looking at taking off some bar joists using a tool set that I've did for different sizes of bar joists here. But before we get started on our takeoff, we need to get some data to see exactly what was the design loads that were used for this part of the building there. So if I go in, what we're looking for is our live load and dead load for this section of building, which normally can be found on the same page of your framing plane at the bottom center of your drawing. And for example, here we're using a live load of 4.8 and a dead load of 4.8 kPa also there. So we're going to use, these are specified loads. So what we need to do there is we need to put a safety factor on top of those specified loads there. And what I would recommend is that you check with the building codes that applies in your area to make sure that you're using the right values here. But for this example, I'll be using 1.25 for my dead load, and I'll be using 1.5 on top of my 4.8 for my live load. So if I do the calculations, my dead load, we now have 6, and the live load, we have 7.2 for a factor loading, a combined loading of 13.2 kPAs there, which is what is being applied to our steel bar joist. Second value that we need to determine the size of our bar joist that we're going to be using is my tool set was built based on linear forces, kilonewtons per meter for a bar joist. So the second value that we need is the actual joist spacing there. So what I did is I took a worst case scenario, which is probably this one, where I have 3 equal spaces at 4,500. So if I divide that by 3, it gives me about, it gives me 1,500 millimeters there. But since we're using our formula with meters, we're going to convert it to 1.5, which is what I have here. So we're going to take our 13.2 divided by 1.5, and our linear loading on our bar joist is going to be 8.8 kilonewtons per meter. So if I look at my tool set, the linear loading, I have a table of 8.1, I have 9 and 9.9. So the closest one is, first of all, you need to round up, not go down there. So we have 8.8, so we're going to round up to 9, which we do have. So when I open up that tool set, here's all the different options of my bar joist that I'm able to use here. But on this project, the structural engineer of record decided to use some 600 millimeters deep bar joist for this project there. So if I look at it, I do have a 600 millimeter bar joist, and the last measurement that's needed is the actual span of our bar joist. So here we're using 10.121, so I need to round this up to 11. So once I know exactly which bar joist to use, I click on it and I start taking measurements on my drawing there. So I just need to click and get the span for each of those bar joists. And if you notice down below in my markup list, these bar joists are being added as I'm gathering some dimensions on each one of them. There's a bit of a small shortcut I like to do is I like to use my recent tools, which is the last bar joist that was taken off with all the properties of that bar joist, which are all the same, since they're all the same span, same depth. So I just keep on going with my tool where it's only 1 click versus 2 clicks if you have to take some multiple dimensions here. So again, these measurements are all adding to the markup list down below. So if we look at our markup list and look at what's the information that we're gathering, first of all, the bar joist sizes are all determined or specified for different categories. So right now my 600 millimeter bar joist with a 9.0 kilonewton per meter loading at 11 meters, I'm using kind of a light blue to pick up on those bar joists there. So what's nice about the markup list is, first of all, you get the total linear meters or millimeters. And then if I move to my right, what I do have there is the actual weight for each of the bar joists that we took off. And after that, by filtering by category, I get the total weight of my bar joists. So at this point, instead of just getting like a quantity, I'm also getting information for how much weight the bar joist should be coming in once we get our RFQ from the joist suppliers there. And this is also nice to know for the erectors. So again, it's a nice tool that I created. On top of getting counts, we're also getting weights on our bar joists. And it just make estimating for the erectors especially. They now have two sets of values to work with when they try to determine exactly how much time they'll be spending on installing those bar joists there. So again, I hope you liked what I did this week with the tool sets for bar joists. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or give me a call, or even let me know what you guys would like to see on future weeks. Next time that we do connect, what we'll be looking at is I'll give you a quick feature on, now that we have bar joists, we'll be able to take off some decking that we need. So again, I created a tool set with some different types of decks that we have. So let's say that we're using a P3606. We just need to click on it, and I just need to lay it out for where that type of deck is applying. Sorry, give me a second, I'll redo this. So just to show exactly how we're taking off some deck. This is all it is. So now we have a patch of deck, which is some P3606 composite. And again, the decking is being added to our markup list on the bottom of our page here. So this is going to be the next presentation for Bluebeam estimating with JPC. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call there. Thank you again, and talk to you later. Bye.